Israel's never going to bomb a hospital when there are people there.
Right. So
but
we
now
make
there's
sure
a
they're
headquarter
emptied out?
It's a big problem.
Sure.
It's a big problem. And here's the thing. Israel never started a war.
Right.
Hamas always broke ceasefires. Israel always had to win a war because the only one Jewish state. Like, that's the reality. Israel wants peace. I know it's hard for people to understand because they're like, Israel's the big bad wolf. But like,
I don't think it's people that are saying Israel's a big bad wolf. I think people are looking at the situation and going, what happened to Israel was terrible. What happened on 9/11 was terrible. The United States after 9/11 went out and did a lot of things that probably made us less safe.
Went to the wrong country.
Certainly in the short term. And hurt our credibility worldwide.
Sure.
Guantanamo Bay, these underground torture
prisons.
prisons, not following the Geneva Conventions, these unilateral wars that enriched, maybe defense contractors, but sent a wave of refugees throughout Europe, destabilized the political situation in Europe. All of that kind of starting after 9/11. I think there's a concern that Israel, in its very understandable anger in this situation, could end up doing things that are unwise.
100%.
Yeah.
The difference is we didn't know where the terrorists are coming from.
Right.
And here, we know exactly where they're at.
What does a post-Hamas Gaza look like?
I hope it's a flourishing, beautiful Singapore.
Ever get the feeling that somebody's watching you? Like there's somebody else in the room? Now, I know you're probably thinking, ooh, it's spooky Halloween time. You're just being paranoid. But this is actually real. Every single day, there's actually somebody watching your every move. The worst part is you're even paying them to spy on you. That's someone who's your internet service provider. The company you pay for your internet, every website you visited late at night, what are they trying to say? How much time you've spent on each, they're keeping tabs on you, and that's why I use ExpressVPN. If you are using the internet at all, ExpressVPN is an app that allows you to, what it does is it scrambles the information, your router. People cannot identify. These companies, these data harvesting, data mining operations cannot harvest your data. Hackers cannot steal your information. How many of us bank on our phone? How many of us have personal information on our phone? See, in the U.S., internet service providers are legally allowed to sell all of your users' browsing activity to advertisers. It's not just them. Your network admin, whether that's your school, workplace, parents, or whatever, can see everything you click on. That can be kind of hard to explain. But with ExpressVPN, 100% of your traffic is rerouted through their encrypted servers, so nobody can see a thing. And my favorite part is ExpressVPN is literally so simple to use. You can just open up the app, tap on the big button, and that's it. ExpressVPN works on all your devices, whether you browse the internet on your phone, tablet, computer, so you can use up to 5 devices at the same time under one ExpressVPN subscription. Stop letting people invade your privacy. Right now, get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN for free when you go to expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon. That's expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon, expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon to learn more. Singapore is lovely because the cane does work, because you need a little something. You do. You need a little something.
I hope they turn Palestine into a flourishing country, side by side, safely with Israel.
Saudi Arabia and Israel were about to normalize relations.
And that's...
This was a big plan for MBS, the new Middle East, the birthplace of Islam, recognizing Israel's right to exist.
Yep.
Do you think that Hamas chose to act when they did to destroy that plan?
Yes, I think Iran did. Because
Iran and Saudi Arabia don't really get along.
They don't. The Sunnis and Shiites, they're big and they're arch enemies, bigger enemies than Israel. So they're using Hamas. So Iran is basically using Hamas. Hamas is also Sunni, right? So they're using Hamas. They're sacrificing Hamas in order to start a war with Israel. So the Sunni population in Saudi Arabia would be like, whoa, no, we don't want peace with Israel. It's very important. This bond between Saudi Arabia, Israel, the United States is very important in order to alienate Iran and Russia and all the bad actors in the world. Right? Everybody knows.
Yes, but I also believe China can play a very constructive role in this.
Will they, though?
I believe they could.
Of course they could, but
I believe that, listen, we could say bad actors and good actors, and I would agree with you probably on some of those things, for sure. But I also think that we have to, in order to avoid a larger war and more bloodshed, we have to enfranchise countries like China to play a productive role. Hopefully.
I'm all for it.
All for it. I think China would want to. My godson is Chinese, and although he has choice words about Taiwan, he's 3, but he still, I think, can play a constructive role. you living in California, you live in a multi-ethnic place. I live in a multi-ethnic place. You come in contact with people from all over the world. Do you have very interesting discussions, debates? I mean, is
Very interesting
Right.
about this. Look, it's right
because
now.
you have become the focal point
Holy shit, my time.
this campaign.